CIT, the Center for Indigenous Theatre, is a 3-year training institute for Indigenous students. The students start from the beginning in year 1, and each year of training builds off of the first year, and then the second year, and then third year. We also offer 4th year training to graduates, and that 4th year training is often built from creative energy juices that build up over the last 3 years. New plays are being written, video dramas are being created.
CIT means inspiration. I see a lot of people come through the program who are at first very shy, and as they go through the terms and years, they become more and more solidified in who they will be as an Indigenous artist. When people come here from small communities, reservations, towns, cities, they are engulfed into a different world. I strongly believe that Toronto is its own world.
What CIT has let me do is be in a situation, a place where there's a lot of things I don't have to think about, so I can think about the things I want to think about. And hearing the stories and working with the other students, the Indigenous students. I have like 26 years of formal education, and there was never another Indigenous person with me in any of those times. We are incredible people. We really are. And we have been holding ourselves to the standard of mediocrity that is the colonizer for a very, very long time now. And we don't have to anymore.
CIT is a place where I feel like I can really express myself, artistically. I often feel like it's like an escape of mine because I feel like I can't really create the ways I can at CIT anywhere else. So I feel like it's really helped me just bring out my creative side and my voice as an artist. Here, they kind of just make you do it, and they just make you get into it like you don't really have a choice. So I've just gotten used to it, and I've gotten to really play around with it.
While being here at CIT, I've learned to not be so closed off, and you really do have to put yourself out there. The teachers will literally force it out of you if you want to be, scared or not want to do a scene. They will work with you, and I think that's what I would say most that I've learned is just coming out of your comfort zone, and it'll only help you in the end. Expand your knowledge, expand your talents, then take that leap of faith and give it a shot. Who knows?
No matter what theater school you're in, it's such hard work. There's lots of exploration, lots of investigation. There's a lot of self-exploration. Please come and check us out. We have so much to offer. There's a lot of Indigenous programming happening in Ontario that we are part of, and we welcome you to come and take part in those things with us. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to do this work. Miigwech.
Bonjour, Bidwa a Gijgokwe Dijnakas, Megazed Do Dem. We are grateful to live and work and learn on this land and acknowledge the traditional caretakers of this land, the Huron-Wendat, the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Anishinaabe. Chimigwech caretakers, Chimigwech Kakamekwe.
Welcome to the Center for Indigenous Theatre program info session. I'm Nolan.
And I'm Dane. We are current students at CIT. Miigwech for joining us.
And I'm Brad. Today we'll answer all your questions about our school and how you can join our classes. Have you thought about pursuing a career in the arts? Please share your stories in the comments below.
We'll start with some of the history of CIT, show you what the program and school year may look like, as well as how to apply and get into the program.
During our short time today, you will also get to view a clip from our last story creation showcase titled Indigenous Creatures, as well as a special guest interview, so stay tuned for those clips.
Our program at CIT is a post-secondary program that provides training in acting, voice, and movement. We offer cultural classes that are focused on dance, song, and oral history. We partner with community and organizations across Canada that will share different experiences throughout the year. Each year, we plan land-based teachings with the Bajamajig, storytellers, and Manitowaning and on Mitagzi in Nipissing First Nation. Now, here's a clip from one of our showcases.
I know him since we were super, super young. Our mothers have been friends respectively since before either of us was born. We've always been the same age and him.
Beyak, Niso, Nisto, Newo,
Aska,
Beyak,
Degani,
Niso,
Asa, Gaeri, Whisk,
Newo,
Yayak,
Nianan,
Zada,
Nikotasik,
Dego,
Depaguk,
Juktu,
Ainana,
Biyak, Niso,
Gekamtata,
Neo,
Metata,
Yana,
Beyak, Beyak Sap,
Nish,
Nisto Sap,
Swe,
Nisto,
Niwen,
Nisto Sap,
Nanen, Nigaraswe, Nijaswe,
Nianan Sap,
Damaswe, Midaswe,
Nikotasik Sap, Depaguk Sap,
Isla,
Newo, Gekamtata Sap,
Nake,
Nianan,
Niso,
Metata Sap,
Newo, Nianan,
Depaguk,
Nikotasik, Depaguk, Ainanel,
Ainanel,
Kikantata, Metata, Beyaksap,
Gekamtata,
Neosap, Nestosap,
Metata,
Nianan, Sap, Nikotas,
Biyak,
Beyaksap,
Niso,
Nisto, Niso, Newo, Nianan,
Nisto Sap,
Nikutrasik, Kipak,
Newo Sap, Nianan Sap, Nikotasik Sap, Depaguk Sap, Gekamtata Sap,
Oscar you want it, Degani you want it, Asa you want it, Gaeri you want it, Whisk you want it, Zada, Juktu you want it, the Wasa, Juktu you want it, the Wasa.
Swe, Niwen,
Nake, Ta, Itla, Nake, Ta,
Here's the outline of our current school year. Classes typically start in September. We begin with an orientation period of CIT, and Toronto students are then enrolled into full-time training with a winter and spring break in between studies.
That may leave you wondering what your class schedule may look like during the school year. Here's an example.
Classes are typically in person, but may be online in some cases. You have a variety of classes at CIT throughout the year, such as dance, voice, physical, theater, singing, and story creation. You will be on your feet and expected to be actively participating in the classes. Although accommodations can always be made, you can address any access concerns or needs to your educators or staff.
It's now time for an exclusive CIT interview.
Hello, Ani. My name is Lisa Cromarty. I'm from Wikwemikong and Big Trout Lake, and I currently live in Northern Ontario. Since graduating CIT, I've worked as an actor both in theater and film and television. Some bigger things that I was a part of were The Unnatural and Accidental Woman at the National Arts Center, as well as I also got to work in my home community of Wikwemikong with a Debajamajig theater company, and we did a play there called An Honor Story, which was the first thing I did out of CIT, and it was so much fun. And I've got to work on a couple of CBC productions like Burden of Truth, Coroner. They're called principal roles. So when you're a principal actor, you have 5 lines or more. So I was able to work on those sets, and I got to do a couple films. I've done The Silencing with Nikolai Coster-Waldau, also known as Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones. And I've got to do Indian Horse. The director for that was Stephen Campanelli, who is Clint Eastwood's principal director of photography. So that was really cool working with him. And I've also got to do a film called Wild Indian. That was filmed in Oklahoma. I was a supporting character in that film, and it just premiered at Sundance Film Festival this past January. Okay, since I've been back to CIT, I am so jealous of the space that the students have now. Like the artscape, the studios there are just gorgeous and like open, big, wide. Like I was so envious of this. I was like, wow, these kids are so lucky. Kids, I always say kids, students are so lucky. So yes, and it's like right beside Trinity Bellwoods, which is awesome. When I was going, we were like on King Street, right in the entertainment district, and like we had kind of like office space. That was our studio. So I'm so happy to see both like the administration as well as the studio together. And plus now I feel like CIT has a lot more partnerships with like organizations and things. So like I know like Canada's National Voice Intensive uses like CIT space. So that having that opportunity to take that program while in Toronto, I took that program after I graduated. I had to fundraise to go to Vancouver, British Columbia to take that program. And now it was just like at CIT. So that was really amazing. It just seems like it's evolving, it's growing, and it's networking. Even doing these things, it's like networking so much more. And the instructors seem like really, really awesome as well. I mean, they were really awesome when I went to school too. So it's good to see that they're continuing with that as well.
Inspired to apply yet? Let us know in the comments. Requirements needed to apply for the Center for Indigenous Theatre are: you must identify as First Nations Métis Inuit, you must be 18 years of age or older, you need a grade 10 level English or higher, have an interest in performing arts, movement, voice, and dance, as well as an interest in exploring Indigenous culture and knowledge.
Now that we've gone over requirements, here are important documents that you must submit to applying to the Center for Indigenous Theatre. They include
an updated resume, a 500-word essay expressing your interest in theater and coming to CIT, 2 references that can vouch for your interest in theater, a photocopy of your health card, and an audition video of you doing some script work.
To help you out with your audition, we've created a how-to video. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Sam Twin. I'm a 4th year student here at Center for Indigenous Theatre.
Hi, I'm Teresa Cutneff, and I'm also a 4th year student at the Center for Indigenous Theatre.
We'll give you some tips and tricks on how to do your monologues and get them sent into CIT.
Yes, so first find an age-appropriate monologue for yourself. Use something from the Indigenous canon, something like from Thompson Highway, Drew Hayden Taylor, Kenneth T. Williams. Do you have any more?
Keith Barker, Lannis King. And if you have any troubles finding anything like that, you could email CIT and we'll provide you with a monologue.
So Sam, what did you do for your audition into CIT?
I did Isaac from Thunderstick by Kenneth Williams. What about you? What did you do?
I was sent a collection of different story pieces from Coyote City. What to wear? Wear something simple, neutral colors, something that you're comfortable and confident in.
Yep. And there's not really a time limit for it, but it should be around 3 minutes.
If you have any other skills that you want to show, like singing, dancing, hand drumming, anything and everything, feel free to submit it. But you do have to have a monologue.
Unless, of course, you're a storyteller and you have a story, then you could submit that instead of the monologue, but no accents, please.
And the most important thing is to have fun. And if you stumble, that's okay.
Yep.
You can do it over and over, as many times as you feel. Have any other difficulties like doing your monologue or audition?
Probably the hardest part was memorizing it all, and I had somebody film it for me. I did not know that it was best to film it with a neutral background, so I filmed it just in a living room, and there was a lot of things in the background, but it worked out. And you don't need a professional camera. We're doing this on an iPhone 10. You can stack it up on some books or put it on a table, whatever you got to do. As long as it's capturing basically from half of your torso up so we can see your shoulders and your head. You could have a relative or somebody hold the camera for you, and you could just send that into CIT.
Have fun.
There are ongoing requirements in order to remain in the program. Want to know what it takes to be a CIT graduate?
You are expected to be on time and present for all classes, and you must actively be looking for funding while you attend your studies. Tuition costs each year are $3,750.
Before you go, we would like to mention that there are alternative funding options if you are unable to receive financial support from your band. There are other organizations that you can submit applications for funding. These include, but are not limited to, the Inspire Foundation, Dreamcatcher Charitable Foundation, Métis Nation of Ontario, Canada Post, Mississaugas of the Credit, and other local organizations.
If you are in need of funding application assistance, contact us at Center for Indigenous Theatre. We are accepting applications for our full-time program as well as summer intensive. Reminder, no student has ever been turned away due to a lack of funding.
Please make sure to follow us on Instagram and like us on Facebook to stay updated on CIT news and updates. Also check out our website at indigenoustheater.com.
We would also like to thank our funders. With their generous support, we are able to provide a school for our students. The Department of Canadian Heritage, the Ontario Arts Council, the Toronto Arts Council, Ms. Wade Beek Aboriginal Employment and Training, Hastings Park Foundation of Rights and Freedoms, the McLean Smith Family Foundation, the Ontario Arts Foundation.
Thank you for attending CIT's program info session. Also, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below and we will get back to you.
See you soon!